Welcome to this tutorial on the crucial role of a takeoff and landing performance calculator in aviation. Today, we'll explore how precise calculations are essential for safe and efficient flight operations. I'll be using the virtual performance tool to demonstrate how it aids in determining performance metrics for the arrival into Oslo. Let's dive in and see how this powerful tool enhances our flight planning. We begin at the home page of Virtual Performance Tool. We select a correct version of the tool, and the calculator will open. To get correct landing calculations, we need the landing weight of the aircraft. To do so, you first need to calculate the fuel burn until landing. 1.5 is the fuel burn. We subtract this from the gross weight, which makes 53.6. That is our landing weight. Pause here to see the calculations made so far on screen. Now we go back to the tool. Enter the airport, runway, and inject the latest weather data. We select 30 degrees of flaps and idle reverse. Now we enter the landing weight of 53.6. Note that the VREF add is automatically set to 5 knots. This is a standard add to your VREF speed. While the tool is calculating, enter the landing weight in your FMC, select the flaps you've calculated with, and enter it in your FMC at R4. The tool is now done with the calculations. I'll show you this in full screen to explain what you're seeing. I will start with the runway graphic. What you see here is the runway graphic. It's a layout of the runway with all the exits. The blue horizontal line is the total distance needed, with minimum braking. All the vertical blue lines with the white letters above it shows the distance needed with given auto brake setting. Let's start with the assumed air distance. This is the distance from the runway threshold to the actual touchdown of the main landing gear. Next, LDA, landing distance available. This is the total runway length available to come to a safe stop. Now let's talk about the different auto brake settings. On the runway graphic, you can see how much runway you need with all auto brake settings. To start with max manual, you can stop at 1173 meters. Next is max auto. This will require 1423 meters to come to a stop. Auto brake 3, this requires 1912 meters of the runway. Auto brake 2 will use 2420 meters, and auto brake 1 will use the most of the LDA, 2860 meters. All the distances can be found on the runway graphic, including exits of the runway. So for example, today we will use auto brake 2. When landing in the touchdown zone, the aircraft will need about 2.4 kilometers of the runway to come to a stop. This is great for passenger comfort and the brake cooling, which I will explain in a bit. With auto brake 2, we can exit the runway at Alpha 3, as planned and briefed. Now let's step away from the graphic and look at the numbers. As said earlier, I wanted to explain about the brake cooling. When switching back from the graphic, you will see all the data, but just in figures. So, we see a couple of things here, but we've seen all in the runway graphic, except for the right side of the numbers. Here we can see the recommended brake cooling time. As told before, the auto brake setting affects the cooling time of the brakes. This is all calculated within the application. Those figures are all affected, for example, by the temperature and weight of the aircraft. To keep it short, I will just explain it for auto brake 2, since we will use this in the video. With auto brakes 2 selected and idle reverse thrust, the recommended brake cooling time is 9 minutes on the ground and 2 minutes when in the air. Next to that, you can see BTMS. This is the brake temperature monitoring system on board. With BTMS showing 2.7, it is recommended to let the brakes cool for the given time on the left. This was just a basic tutorial of the performance tool. A lot of work goes into this application, which works just like in real life. For me, this tool is a basic need while flying in the sim. That is why I want to thank the developer of this tool who works hard to keep it updated and release new features. Interested in this application? Visit their website. You can click on the link in the description. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this tutorial, feel free to leave a comment and give the video a thumbs up. Until next time, and happy landings!